Hello, it's a Yorkshireman, now living in Wales. Back again, this time part 4, with the question is, what are they going to do with us all? So today, Matthew, I'm going to consider the question of fossil fuels. So let's say this is a scenario. So fossil fuels are things like diesel, anything what they don't want, we want because we need it. And their aim with net zero is to get rid of fossil fuels and get us all onto electric. Now, let's just take a bit of a scenario, which I've actually done in the past. So I get in my car, I drive to a petrol station, I get my jerry can out, petrol can out, whatever you want to call it, I fill it up. I go home and I put that into anything I want. I put it into a stove, I put it into my little moped, I put it into my generator. I can do all of that and nobody can stop me doing that. That gives me independence. That means I can do what I want. I could even get diesel and put it into a diesel generator and I can run my house on that. I can do all of that. Now, once they get their way and I don't have that opportunity or the access to get that independent fuel, which gives me independence, and remember, that's the aim. I can't do that. Their aim is to put us all on to electric. Now then, who owns the electric? Let me think. About 4 or 5 big companies. They get loads of money from the government in aid of, wait for it again, that keyword, net zero. So let's just go through this scenario. So there I am sitting at home and suddenly my power's cut. Why? Oh, I don't know. Because the government's cut it. So I can't do anything. So that's it. I don't have an alternative fuel source. Now, the reason why I think this is going to happen is because they're giving solar panels to everybody. Now, I've got some when I bought my house. I didn't get them. Now, what I can't work out, because I know quite a few people who are thinking about it, is they don't give you a battery to store it in. Well, you could say, well, they're expensive. Well, a battery actually gives you independence. Because what it means is you can charge it up and then you're not reliant upon anybody cutting you off. Now, I suppose it could also restrict the amount of electricity you have. So again, this is about control. I go back, literally, that you take away my ability to get my own power source, which in this case is fossil fuel. That means you're going to take away my ability to own independent transport, which might be like a little moped. That way, independent travel's gone. Or my car, because I prefer it electric, internal combustion cars. Good Lord, I thought I was going to burst up then because I cursed. Anyway, so, but again, they're doing it all without our consent or agreement. So, none of this is for us, because if it was for us, they'd have asked us about it. I feel sure of that for some reason. Of course not, they're just forcing it as on us. So when they've done all of that, the only thing they want to do with us is then control us. So how do I then get to work in the middle of nowhere? Because how do I do that? I don't know. Or do I just sit and take the money and do as I'm told? Because I know I'm not going to do that. That's a given. So that's a definite thing, is that. And actually, most of the people I talk to are of exactly the same mindset. So the next thing is free speech. Free speech, in my opinion, underpins everything which goes on in society. You share ideas, you have an argument, you have a conflict. And as it now popular word is, you agree to disagree, you move on. But you might have learnt something. So, what we do know is we can't trust the main media. Best example recently, in Wales, main media kept saying, oh, they're rescinding it, it's going back 20 miles an hour, they're going to change it. Well, that was a bit of a lie, wasn't it? Now the question is, who put that lie out? Or, shall I use a more popular term, misinformation? Well, there's only one person or one bunch of people or one set of people, and that is our elected officials. And the reason they do that is to distract everybody. So they don't tell the truth, they just put misinformation out. And then of course, this week I think, they had a vote on the Senate to do what? Rescind 20 miles an hour? No, that failed. That failed, literally failed. So one hand they're saying, oh, it's going to get rescinded, other hand they're saying it's not. And again, that's just to get people frustrated and confused with the whole situation. Already on social media, we know, as we had the flu epidemic, right, is that posts were restricted, people were banned, and even now, if you say something out of order, which the government don't like, you're going to get put in jail. So, social media is attacking free speech. So eventually what you will end up with is literally, you will just end up with one narrative, unless of course you do something about it. And I'm going to say is that for people, someone like me, who's a bit mouthy and maybe have a slight education because I can read and write, that's why they actually don't want people to get educated fully. The education they want is in their own direction. Right, so I think that is part 4. So thank you for watching. Please tick subscribe, and hopefully, if I've got my maths right, part 5 coming soon. Thank you.